Now, my last guest this evening is someone who we were trying to get on for a while. We were thinking about having on the show, and he said he would get onto this show if it killed him, and it very nearly did. It's the indestructible Hamster himself. It's Richard Hammond. Richard Hammond. That's like a little Christmas gift to the nation right there. Richard, I know I say this to all my guests, and it is quite often true, but I am genuinely pleased to see you here this evening.
Nice to be here, thank you very much,
Thank
Parky.
you so much for
I'm
coming.
all fixed.
Oh. I just need to clear one thing up. As this is a chat show, you can talk, okay? Yeah?
Yes,
okay.
that's I can do that still.
I don't have to plug you in anywhere.
No. This is automatic. I've been practicing.
Richard Hammond on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that a lovely thing? Thank you so much for coming. Shall we get my final guest out this evening, ladies and gentlemen? Well done with you. Now, I usually ask guests to get out as fast as possible, but on this occasion, for God's sake, take it steady, will you? Please, will you welcome, and I'm delighted he's here, probably as much as you are, it's Mr. Richard Hammond. Fantastic. Isn't it just a huge relief to see Richard Hammond here, ladies and gentlemen? I'm delighted you're here, and you do seem to be well. Is everything okay? Is it all kind of the worst of it's all over?
Who said that? No, I'm absolutely fixed. Yeah, I am really. I'm mended. I'm very, very lucky.
But you know what's so ridiculous, Richard, is there doesn't appear to be a scratch on you, and you had this awful accident. Are there scars anywhere?
No, that's quite a sore point, actually, because there is nothing. Honestly, there are no. I know it sounds a bit sick, but it would have been nice. I was in a coma for quite a long time. My wife could have just, run a Stanley down there. And instead of a dueling scar would have been really
Made you look a little less pretty, a little more manly.
Exactly. I had a slight scab on my shin.
And that's all you got? No, but okay, so...
It was nasty. It was just about there. But quite bad. That was it, because all the damage was to my brain.
You would have... Oh, yeah, exactly. So nothing to worry about there, then.
No, that's fine.
Okay, let's talk through this, because I know I've read about it, but I just want to hear from you what was going on and what happened. This was for Top Gear, of course.
Yes.
Okay, and you were racing a very fast rocket car, is that right?
You make it sound so sensible, don't you? No, I wasn't racing it. The idea was to have a go in this jet car.
Okay.
It was propelled by a jet engine.
Okay.
So essentially you strap yourself to the front of a jet engine and then go, woohoo! Is the idea. And I didn't, as it turned out. I swore. And then it went dark.
And was it bad driving? Is that what happened? You were driving along, or did maybe a pigeon go in front of you or something? What actually happened? How did you crash it?
Very nice about it. Was it bad driving, possibly?
Well, I don't know what it was.
I don't know. I mean, they're investigating to try and find out exactly what made it.
So we can't really go on that. I guess there's a shot. I don't know if you've seen this. I don't know if you want to see this. There's a shot of the car.
Yeah, that's my parking. Not good. Not brilliant.
Okay, and can you remember much of the actual accident and the events that took place on that day itself?
I can talk you through it. I was driving, and then it was 2 weeks later, and I was in Leeds.
That's it?
Yeah, well, there's bits and pieces rattling around in there, but I mean, it was a bit brisk. It was all over quite quickly.
And does it, of course, but were you aware that it was going wrong? Did you know you were going to crash, or was it that fast?
There was a sense of, oh, bugger. But then the problem is something like that.
I'm sure it was slightly stronger than oh, bugger.
Possibly. But apparently I was awake on the way to the helicopter when that took me away.
Yeah, that's what I was told. You were awake in the car, but you don't remember that?
I got a bit fighty. Surprised they didn't just leave me there, frankly.
So you were saying, get off me, get off me?
Yeah, and then I wanted to talk about the car. It's not very useful, really, at that point.
So you thought you were doing a piece to camera still for the show?
I wanted to do a piece to camera, yeah. Not good. My eyes were pointed in different directions and my head started to expand. And,
so they would have thought it was Jeremy Clarkson?
Yes, just standing further away. There's no recollection of that at all. I can't remember it.
That's remarkable.
I can't remember the first few weeks.
And does it sort of come back to you gradually, or do you think those memories are gone?
After the crash, this stopped me when I get boring, because I've done nothing else for the past few months.
Well, of course. I'm dying to hear about it. I do want to hear about it.
Well, I had post-traumatic amnesia,
right,
which basically means I had a sort of 5-second memory. So the guys would come round. It just meant whilst I was in hospital, I was completely useless. So they'd come round with a menu of what was up for lunch, and they'd show me, oh, look, cottage pie. That's my favourite. I'll have that, please. 5 minutes later, it would arrive. Cottage pie. Ah, my favourite. How did you know? And then I'd order it again for tea. They'd come in and do the same. I get 5 days on the trot. I had cottage pie until my wife eventually said, "Could you just tell him it's off?"
It's like that film Memento. Have you seen that film Memento where the guy...
Probably.
Yeah.
The thing is, I did I'm very lucky because that all went away, because all the damage to my brain was in the bit of your brain that doesn't control the way you
So
move.
your motor skills and that
all
kind of
stayed.
stuff.
Yeah, it's actually just the way you think.
And have your memories that you had before the crash, do you still have those? Can you still access them?
Yeah, that was all there. But there was a point at which I couldn't daydream, and that was just bloody weird.
And what does that mean, Dave? Because I suppose it's something we do without realising. But
yes, it is completely. And I sat down on a bench whilst I was recovering. I sat down on a bench, and there was a beautiful view and some trees, and it was very nice. And I thought, I'll have a little daydream. Marvellous. I can't. Nothing happened because you know, your brain's a mushy old thing. Please, the surgeons who fixed me are going to be thinking, what is he talking about? That's all I can remember. I would look at something like a tree, and normally all your thoughts connected with trees arrive in one lump.
Yeah.
And so you might remember carving a girl's name in them, falling out of one, running into one, and you don't necessarily think about them, but they're there.
They're there, yeah.
Nothing.
That must have been terrifying.
If I was a poet, I would have been really bollocks.
But it must have been scary, even so. Even though you're not a poet.
Yeah, it was very, very frightening.
Did you think you were a poet at the time? Is that what scared you about it?
That's what unnerved me.
I'm Wordsworth. Why can't I think of something?
I thought I was a famous poet. No, it was very
But you didn't have delusions of any sort. You didn't actually feel like you were someone else, or you didn't. I mean, you kind of knew you were you, did you?
How do you know? They tell you to look at this. This is, again, I'm very lucky because I've got through all of this. And there are people who had far less severe accidents on the surface of it who are still grappling with these things. But in my case, I can look back and you're warned about things like personality change. Look out for that. How?
Yeah.
How do I know?
So do you think your wife has in any way tried to capitalise on this? For example, since you read it, does she now say, you know what, you always did the washing up and it was your favourite thing?
She actually did, Mindy, my wife, actually did say, now you're really nice to me all the time. Remember, you buy me all those presents.
She's now looking ashamed of herself, as she should.
Because she knows that's absolutely true. It did happen.
She gets more chocolates than ever before now.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a relief for your family, and everyone really got very upset about it, which is, I would have thought, nice to know. Did you have any inkling that you were that popular?
No, well, it was very, very sweet. And the one thing I would say is it really does make a difference if you're lying there all poorly in hospital, and in my case, really sort of a bit confused for quite a long time. When cards come in, it really matters.
I've met Richard once or twice, only briefly. I've interviewed you on a radio show, and
You're not going to make stuff up now, are you?
No. Well, he's always found me very attractive and always kissed me as he left. But, I'm saying I can't claim to know you terribly well, but you don't seem fundamentally changed in any way. I mean, I feel like I'm talking to the same person as I did before the accident.
How do I know?
Yeah, well, I'm reassuring you here.
God, no.
But have there been changes? Has your wife or any friends close to you said, no, you never used to do this, or you never used to like this? Have you changed in any way like that?
Well, you're told to look out for these personality changes, and, you know, things like anger can be a problem. It's tricky. How do you know when it's an issue? So if I come home and one of the dogs, and we have many, has pooed in the hall, I go off the meter, I get really cross. Oh, what's that dog? Dad, that's that dog. And I can just hear everybody thinking, brain damage, anger. Oh no, the dog's just crapped in the hall. That's reasonable. So it really, they call it lost keys syndrome when you go home. And
Richard, can I just check something? You sure it was the dog?
Again, I don't know.
Your wife can blame anything she wants on this.
Did I not always do
that? I hear that you like certain foods now that you didn't like before. Is that right?
Yes, I have been improved by this. Slightly.
Okay.
I like celery, which I've spent a life... It's not a biggie, I know.
But no one actively seeks out celery, do they?
I've spent a lifetime of... You know that gagging thing when you're a kid? I don't like it.
Yeah.
I used to do that if celery went even near me. But since the crash, I like celery.
You like it a lot, or an inordinate amount?
Well, I mean, I don't feast on it all day long. No, but it's nice. It's good.
Okay.
But I have been slightly improved. I can remember numbers now.
You can remember numbers, so you couldn't before. This is a new kind of skill.
You know, we've all got mobile phones.
Yes.
So all your numbers are in there. So if you need anybody's number, you look at it.
Yeah.
It's all in there now.
Well, hold it. All your phone numbers.
All in there, catalogued.
And you can get them.
Yeah.
That's incredible. You're like a superhero.
I am slightly improved. I think it's just because temporarily it's got less stuff in there. So
But Richard, I'm really excited by that because in
I
comic
wouldn't
books,
recommend it as therapy, by the way.
no,
if
but
you're thinking about it.
in comic books, when someone has an accident, they always come out stronger, faster, better. You come out with a better memory and well, I love a celery, but you know,